The Out There channel.
Please sub and share.
Searching for the truth. UFOs, aliens, greys and ufology. Real images, real stories, real videos, real cases, researched and investigated by professionals in the field and cutting-edge discoveries. Multiple witnesses, abduction accounts brought to you by Team The Out There channel. Good to be back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Action.
Yo, who's out there? We'll soon find out, I guess. It doesn't look like anyone's on YouTube, as usual. But then again, this happens when you're suppressed. So yeah, it's been a rough week. Unfortunately, my media server with all my streams and storage RAID system box finally died. It was like 20 years old though. It was a good brand, Theikos. Made in Sweden, is it? Or somewhere like that. High quality standards. I'm surprised it lasts that long, but yeah, it might be just a power supply on it, but I've had to buy a 20 terabyte drive, which is about $1,000, and see if I can recover my RAID to it, which should be able to be done if it didn't corrupt the drives. So yeah, so I've got lots to do next week, fortunately. And last night was a bit rougher too. It was a very hot night. And my condition makes me even hotter, so it's been a pretty rough week all up. Still waiting for the doctor to give me pills to try and help me fix this condition. So we're doing some more Bigfoot stuff, more reviews of TV shows, paranormal as well, ghosts, UFOs, Bigfoots. Should be fun. I wonder where Stephen King is. Oh, not Stephen King, Michael King. Stephen King. I tell you, I'm losing it. I'll be Dementia before I know it. Hey, who we got out there? Someone popped up at the side from Pilled. How's it going, Stephen B? Or Steve B? Thanks for saying hi on the site. I'm about the only show that does new content, as far as I'm concerned. Everybody else just repeats the same old stuff over and over again, don't they? Well, at least I try to look at stuff with fresh eyes and bring new content. But also bring some of the new stuff in case you missed it. Yes, so new season of Skinwalker Ranch is coming up too. So I'll probably be reviewing that as we go each week. I don't expect much from it because I never learnt the lessons at the end of last season. all these experts they have, and they don't know their own technology, which is a bit of a shame. Don't understand LiDAR. Don't understand why GPS is lost. But I went through all that on that episode, right, in detail, and I even used AI on some of it just to verify it, just in case. Gifted the can. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's, as I said to Brandon today, I said, you know, what's a billionaire selling a TV show for, you know? Especially on this topic, it should be all free if you want it to be believable. But I said, look at me, I offer mine all free, and here I am living below the poverty line. Not able to pay off medical equipment, let alone replace dying gear, so I can keep on doing what I do. If you can't do backups of your live shows, that means that all your work could be gone in an instant if YouTube decides to delete your channel. So, but yeah, I have got an old backup, but yeah, I have to get it all sorted out next week. Have to see how we go. How's the audio sounding? I haven't checked it. Testing 1 2 3. Why can I hear it? 1 2 3. Okay, sounds alright there. Sometimes if I've got the mic too close, you can hear me breathe. But it's better than people that don't have headsets, right? And you get them on as a guest and they haven't got a headset, not even a basic, you know, a Discman, or what you want to call it, Walkman headset, where you can just plug it into the computer and stop the software trying to cancel out the echo from speaker to mic again as you get feedback, right? And you get the echo, and then they move further away from the microphone to what you set up at the start of the show, and they get quieter and quieter. Or they go to the toilet and come back, you know. At least with a headset, the microphone's always a set distance away, and as well, so you always get better audio, but also get rid of that echo. The software have to deal with echo, especially if you get that lag, because I'm at the bottom of the world and you're at the top of the world, so 1 or 2 second lag is enough to cause issues there, right, with the technology. It's only so fast, but not absolute fast. Still amazing technology though, and God knows what the future holds. So gained a few more subs, lost a few, gained a few. We used to be up to 2826 subs months ago, and now it's climbed back up again. It's only lost 6 subs for some reason, but I don't care. Google's always doing that. YouTube's always doing that. But sure, I don't know what's going on there. Looks like we've matched saturation there on the less gullible UFO people that follow along anyway. And Rumble slowly climbing, but I thought it would have been into the thousands by now, but there you go. Depends how they promote things, I think. Pearl is also, you know, started off good, but again, that sort of slowed right down, hasn't it? So, yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. Rude Rider, how's it going? And 5-5, good one. So, as long as it sounds alright on YouTube, that's the main thing. It's a bit hard to monitor yourself through the same headset, if you know what I mean. You normally need a separate device playing it with headset or whatever. I could set up a tablet to do it, but it's a lot more, you know, I don't have a helper. Normally you have a helper that checks those things out and gives you the thumbs up, right? But anyway, these guys are there, so that's at least one thing. So we got 3 on Pilled, 1 on YouTube now, and 1 on Rumble. So we'll see how that grows. Should be interesting, I think. From last week, we're carrying on from last week pretty much. So we can get on with it. I think we got most things up, apart from pinning my website's link on YouTube and Pilled. I know you can do it on Pilled now, but I don't think I can do it through this software yet, the chat combo. So let me just do that on the other screen. How do we do it here? If we wish to donate. Yeah, PayPal is always the best way to donate. If you want to get least commissions taken off me, then pay me sooner. But yeah, I can't see how you pin a comment here. It should be a cog, shouldn't there? Whoop. Let me just, oh yeah, there's a cog. Pin, here we go. I found it. Did that work? Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, I'll just have to zoom in because unless I get some special glasses to make fast-sighted cataracts repair, short-sighted again, I'm stuck to my right eye, which isn't the best. So yeah, some days it just gets blurry and blurry and blurry, especially if you're on a computer a long day, like I am. What's this question? Thoughts on the 4 F-47 fighter jet? Yeah, I saw some sort of stuff posted on X about it. Is it Green Ward Jr. Black Vault? He posted out something on it. We can have a look, I guess, but I didn't think really much of it. It looked like a normal fighter jet to me. But yeah. I've got some tabs to go through. I suppose it's everywhere now though, isn't it? But yeah, normally X is the place. I see UFO Man's copied my UFO with the pyramids on his website now. It is a good logo, that one. I've actually got my first t-shirt with that one printed on it. Also, it's got clipped off here for some reason though. Should be more of the ship shown. The truth is out there channel, yes. So yeah, we want to search, I think, Greenwood Junior. Oh, he was there before. Let's put up a picture of one. Is that it there? Something there about it. Looks pretty sweet, he reckons. Was there any other pictures of it? It's still only a rendering. It's not actually a photograph, right? And how many UFO sightings would have been this being tested at Area 51 is the question. I don't know, it looks like a rendering to me, guys. Okay. So I don't know how they get to it being sweet. So if that is the design, then they've got the wings going up on a strange angle there. And it's got two tail fins going out from the back of it like that, I believe. I've seen some better images somewhere of it. Or was it only approximation? Is that the only one we've got? There must be more. That's showing the craft a bit better than that, surely. Let's have a look. No one posted anything? Generally people post other images below, don't they? Oh, here we go. That's not it though, is it? That looks a bit fake too. Computer games. No. Goof on, is it? I don't know. It looks like goof on for a minute. Yeah, I don't know. Probably best just to search, I suppose. Let's see. I'm sure I saw better images than that. F47. I mistyped it. Oh, here we go. That doesn't look like the same thing though, does it? Oh, here we go. That might have been the one I've seen. But again, it looks like a computer rendering, right? There's the tail fins there. I got the video here. Oh no. Sounds like Mission Impossible. And is this the 6th generation now, is it? Yeah, there we go. The same old crappy pictures. Oh well, what do we got here? That looks like one of the old stealth planes to me. But yeah, could be the new one. It's got double fins. It could be a variation, it could be a prototype. How big are the wings? See, that's different again. That one hasn't got any tail fins, you see. So that can't be it. That one hasn't either, unless the tail fins retract. Which is possible. Maybe folds down. Who knows until we see one properly on video, I guess. It's all the same by the looks of it. Have you seen any other images other than that? So here we go. Okay, it still looks like computer generated. Looks fairly big, doesn't it? Whereabouts do they put the weapons? And so, that looks like a jet engine rather than a weapon bay, doesn't it? Is it a jet engine though? What do we got here? Yeah, they believe they captured it a couple of times. People that are sky watchers, or at least plane watchers, jet watchers. Yeah, it's still the same, isn't it? Oh, That could be a capture of one. Let's have a look. I don't know, it still looks a bit suspect, doesn't it? It's got a couple missiles or bomb bays underneath. I hope it, is it Bowen that's making them? I hope it flies a bit better than their spaceship did. Makes you wonder if Elon will get into that sort of stuff at some stage. I suppose he's not really interested in war. He's interested in finding out what's out in space, I think. And he knows there's a lot of wealth on other planets in the solar system, making him really rich. But he doesn't need money. Make him more rich so he can develop more things, I suppose, for mankind to use. Obviously, it takes billions of dollars to develop his starship. Each starship's probably worth $1 billion, isn't it? Every time it blows up. So yeah, this looks pretty cool. If that is it. I'll close it down, I think. What have we got? We've got lots of tabs here, have we? Oh yeah. The Bigfoot stuff. Okay, let's get into that actually. Let's dive into it. Carrying on from where we were last time. So I got a copyright claim on the last one. And I was really surprised that it was actually on the intro that I played. None of the other stuff popped up. And it wasn't the audio on it either, because I messed around with it, right? It detected all the video. I made a video claim. So I thought they must be using AI now on YouTube to be able to figure all that out very quickly. I found 4 places in the video play because I paused it about that much. So yeah, I lost all the money on that, on clicks, right, or views. So the only donations, any donations I get to keep. But yeah, all the ads revenue, if there was any, it's not really much, you know. Not really, you don't get very much. So yeah, before I carry on, I'll just check the side comments again. Okay, Steve, F-47, the mothercraft for the swarms of drones, I believe it was tested last year over East Coast. Maybe it was that video that we were seeing then. Mothercraft for swarms of drones. How's that work? Because it looks like it had 2 bomb bays. I suppose each bomb bay could release a whole rack of swarm drones, I suppose. But anyway, carrying on. So this showed up on the web this week after Expedition Bigfoot, and I thought, hang on, is this Expedition Bigfoot we're watching? Because it looked like the same creature. Actually, it should be called Sasquatch, because as we learnt, Washington Indians call it Sasquatch up there, not Bigfoot. Or they call it Scrooshium or something like that. I can't remember exactly how it was worded. And so it got renamed to Sasquatch by Europeans, I guess. So, as we knew, there was meant to be a whole colony, according to the Expedition Bigfoot, of wild men living on Mount Saint Helens. I suppose it's full of cave systems. Probably has a lot of lava tubes and things underneath that they use. Yeah, so someone's up there, I guess, climbing the side of the mountain. What's going on here? Let me just get that out the way there. Something flipped up on the other screen for some reason, I'm not sure why. So yeah, this article posted in 2017 is about the capture of the Bigfoot on video in 2014. Washington State, I guess they're up the side of Mount Saint Helens here, or similar valley to see, but you can see there's a Bigfoot here. And it's quite interesting. They're climbing up the side of the mountain, then they knock down some rocks. Comes tumbling down the side. Anyway, we'll try and play the video without trying to get any copyright claim. If so, too bad, I suppose. I won't be on Kieran anymore. Oh, what's happened here? The other monitor switched off for some reason. Hope I'm not going to get a network 3D card issue. That's the last thing I want. Yeah, so we'll just play it. I'll just open it up on YouTube directly so we can see it better. So we know it's down here somewhere. I'll pause it every certain distance, every 4 seconds. Volume sound alright. So they're knocking down some rocks, climbing up the side of this volcano. Remember, this must be 2014. Was that? That was way after the eruption, wasn't it? I'm not sure now. Let's see, did I type it in right? 1980, I thought it was later than that, or was that the first time it erupted? I remember seeing it on TV, I thought it was a lot later than that. I suppose it's 40 years ago, if that's the case. Only seems like yesterday. Oh, something's going on here with my 3D card, by the looks of it. I'm losing my third monitor. It's not a big deal though. Apparently, didn't they find some scorched Bigfoots? So I remember hearing a story after the rescuers went to Mount Saint Helens looking for bodies of humans, and they found some Bigfoot ones and covered it up. FBI covered it up and all that sort of stuff. 43 years ago. I thought it was a lot sooner than that. This is where we look up stuff. That screen's gone again. AI is being chipped in here. Stratovolcano and Washington State erupted violently, causing a massive landslide. So it looks like all the trees grew back then, because everything got wiped out, didn't it? Just shows you how resilient Mother Nature is. There's a picture there, fox. Okay. 1980. I thought it was more like in the 90s, but time flies when you're getting old. Let's just keep on going. So to me, this looks really credible. Like people filming as they're climbing up the side. And you can see it's a lot better quality video than we were getting with Expedition Bigfoot. They've probably got a better camera here, probably a P1000 probably, instead of a standard 100,000 studio camera that's not designed for long distance. It's got out of focus a bit too, hasn't it?
Hey, there's something down there.
Oh, there we go. It's about as good as we get for Expedition Bigfoot, wasn't it?
See that in the clearing?
And he's going out of focus soon in.
Oh yeah.
Where has it gone? Whereabouts was it going? I've lost it now. Was it there? No, it can't be. Oh, here it is it? He's zooming in right on it, isn't it? It looks pretty big, doesn't it? There we go. Although that looks like man's legs right there, doesn't it? Kind of looks like trouser legs, doesn't it? And then the side view looks more believable. But it's walking like a human, not a Bigfoot. But then again, the body and the arms look Bigfooty, and the ass here. But the legs don't. The legs look very human and pants sort of thing. And it does seem to have like a conical head there as well, doesn't it? So the way he's stepping, it looks like a trouser leg. So it looks like they disturbed rocks coming down and it spooked them to get the hell out of the area. And again, it's just one. I don't have a gun on it, so it couldn't be. Couldn't be a hunter with a ghillie suit or anything like that. I don't know. Well, if they were mixing with human DNA, like the Indians said they used to steal their woman to breed with, why wouldn't they have human type legs, you know?
Hey, there's something down there. You see that in the clearing? Oh yeah.
I see, swinging the arm back there, isn't he? Let's do a frame by frame. Oh, he's moving the camera, damn it. Yeah, he's still moving the camera. Yeah. Swinging the arm back. See, I thought the Bigfoot arms would be longer down to, maybe down to the knees as well. So we can't really trust this one because they're not like a team of scientists with their reputation on the line. This could be just anybody that was just out hiking, right? Anyway, I did actually take some still images from it. And I compared it with the Bigfoot show. And if you look at that one there, it does look really Bigfooty. You know, it does look like a almost like a gorilla type face, and it really looks like the eye levels here, doesn't it? Like on a gorilla, ears and a cone-shaped head. If it's a fake, they're doing a pretty good job. Although they could have walked less like a man if they were faking it. You think if they were faking it, then they would have had that fixed, right? You can see here Expedition Bigfoot camera, which was filming on their laptop, is nowhere near the quality of this. You can see the sun shining off the arm here with compression artifacts. And this one is really, really grainy. But also they got their back turned to us, and we thought they looked very much like human legs as well. We got the branch in the way here, but that was the best shot we had. And again, you can see it's got a cone-shaped head happening. It's roughly the same as that there, and the same width in the back and the arm. Almost looks like the same creature with a 10-year difference, because Expedition Bigfoot 25 would have been filmed last summer, wouldn't it? So it'd be 2024. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Maybe they caught the same thing. Wild man. So I've also got some other ones here. I got Expedition X Season 8 and Season 9 to look at. We can probably do that. But I'll just post a link to that video since we used it, and you can have a closer look yourself on your screens if you want. Why was it not working? Now it is. Bigfoot. Well, actually, it's Squash. I'll call it Squash. 2014. There's a guy that debunks a lot of the Bigfoot stuff, or tries to. I don't think he can debunk it completely. You could say it's a man in a costume, and that's about it, basically all you can really say about it, isn't it? Called Power Breakdown. He's pretty good debunking various things, though. I think he might have seen his own Bigfoot, I'm not sure, though. So we did that one. I'll just put it there to remind us. And we don't need that open now. Okay, so we can go to this other one, Expedition X. Also, they've done Bigfoot ones and paranormal. We don't need that one now. We go to the folder. Okay. My screen keeps turning off and on. Let me just see what's going on there. Don't think it's a loose connection. I don't think it's power. Oh, I just have to ignore me. It hasn't done anything. Is it still streaming okay? Better check how many people on. 7. Did I miss anything here on the side? No. Let me just check things, I reckon. Alright, so no, that's right. Just check it here. Looks like it's like 30 seconds behind, but looks like it's working. On build, ramble, whereabouts are we? Oh yeah. That's a wee bit behind. Probably more than 30 seconds, is it? I don't know. It's a bit hard to work it out sometimes. Anyway, looks like it's all working. Yeah, the screen's still turning off and on. Bugger off, Ghost. Anyway, talking about ghosts, we better look at Expedition Bigfoot. So they caught Bigfoot on thermal again. Unfortunately, not infrared or HD, which is always frustrating with these shows. But we'll look at the ghost one first, because it's first in the list. And we got the old famous Joss Gates. Funny expression. And they got this new girl with her eyes bulging out. Old Heather. And what is she? Paranormal researcher, apparently. And you got the skeptic guy here. He's pretty good. But I think it's become, as he's doing the show more and more, he's becoming more of a believer. Because there's stuff that he can't explain, right? And his name is Phil. I think they used to call him Skeptic, didn't they? On the show. Field biologicalist. Well, I would have thought you said he would have been a technician or whatever. Anyway, they go to, is it the Bushman Hills Penitentiary? Basically, it's a prison set up, and instead of the inmates doing nothing all day long and getting 3 meals a day, they stick them in a chain of what do you call it, gang chain, and they have them mining out the hills there with coal and stuff. So they put them to hard labour. And of course, they got a drone of it here, of what it looks like today. But yeah, they have got some images. So someone captured this entity here, which is a hat man. You've heard about the hat man. There's shadow creatures that have hats. But they believe it might be one of the wardens that wore a cowboy Texan type hat. Does it look like a hat though? So I had to really amp it up. As you can see, it's very dark, and they didn't do any processing on the TV show apart from draw that around it. It's got fairly big legs, probably bigger than a Bigfoot that we just looked at. And you can see I haven't got exactly 4K image here, or high quality image, but it is grainy. And you can see what looks like there's a person standing there, because you can see the light passing through. Like the tour guide was taking people around, said there was nobody up the end where they were heading, and someone took a photograph. Does it look like a hat though? A cowboy hat? I suppose it sort of does, doesn't it? Cowboy hat going that way. The face that way. I don't think it was looking at him. I think it looked like it was like it's walking past, right? Looks like it's got a backpack on. So it's a wee bit suspect on that one, whether it could have been someone in the tour snuck off, right? So, you know, often that happens. Anyway, so they go into it finally with the high-powered torches, as you can see. Illuminates pretty good. So that used to be a cell. They didn't get much space, so I didn't even get a toilet in there compared to modern day prisons. Doesn't look really comfy either. And they used to get whipped with a big leather strap. That kind of reminds me of school days, actually. I used to get strapped with something like that for throwing stones in the playground at other kids. But yeah, that looks like something they'd put on your back. Here's the mine entrance. So they obviously had to walk to the mine. They didn't even get a train inside. And here's some pictures of prisoners heading off inside. Black man, black man, white man, black man. What's that one? White man. So it's pretty even. What's he got here? Don't know what that is. Walkie-talkies? I suppose it could be. All got walkie-talkies. Mask for gas, I guess. Or oxygen. And here's another picture of them going back into prison. Not the best cameras. What's that? A Ford truck there? Can't quite see the warden here. Can't really see their faces on that one. Oh, what happened there? You're stuffed up. Where did we get to? Okay, so this is the warden. Not the best of pictures. They're going through the museum. It's now a museum, apparently. And so the studio got the copy of it and enlightened it. So does that look like the guy that was in the photograph? Kind of sort of does, doesn't it? But we need a far away side shot. Well, if you're a warden at a prison, why would you be there in the afterlife? I don't understand. Unless you're sent there as a punishment. Doesn't make any sense why you want to spend your afterlife in a prison. But anyway, apparently he was the hound dog expert, and he used to hunt down prisoners that escaped. And obviously he used to let the dogs chew him up a bit, as well as slap him around a bit, I guess. There's the hound dogs. So yeah, this is the evidence they've only caught on it, apart from EVP, of course, which was those voice boxes, which I don't really trust. Plus they had that strange one from that guy with the really echo chamber voice thing. What's his name? I can forget it. I don't trust that technology because I haven't seen any of the blueprints for it. But yeah, they got devil and Satan. Of course, the inmates that are still there, which doesn't make sense unless they were killed there and sort of trapped there. I suppose might make sense. would be mucking around with any investigator saying that they're demon or Satan. So this is what they've got with a shadow person, and no matter how much I looked at all the frames, I couldn't see anything without running it through some more processing. So you can see how dark, horrible it is. But what you see is someone that looks like it pops its head around, as well as something that looks like a head that sort of zooms off this way. I think it's like a bug flying in front of the IR lead, casting a IO like a shadow. But we'll get there in the end. It's I don't think I can see it. I've looked at it several times. It's very hard to see it, even with lightening it up. I think it might be there now. It's just starting to show. But yeah, it's pretty bad, isn't it? Still can't see anything worthwhile. In fact, I thought I saw a bug fly up in one of these frames. Let's see if we can spot it. Now, if there's a bug flying around, it's possible if it flies close to the camera, it's going to cast a shadow. But how's it going to do that without casting a shadow this side of the wall? So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is some other light source, which I don't think there is. Or it had to be something paranormal. They've censored that for some reason, I don't know why. But yeah, still can't see much in these. I can't even see the bug still. Let's have a look. It must be coming up, surely. Maybe that's a bug there, I don't know. No. So this is episode 8 of the new season anyway. Is that something there? I thought it might be someone standing there, but you can see it's just shadow play. Oh, done it again. Yep, what we got down the side here? Tim, how's it going? Just stopped by to see what you're on about. A good friend of mine is locked up in the Russian embassy. Okay. Sounds like you guys are doing some stuff. Good job, lads, I guess. Yeah, we're looking at various paranormal and UFO stuff as well as Bigfoot stuff here. But we're actually in a prison at the moment. Why ghosts want to hang out there, I don't know. Unless they're trapped. Is that something happening now? No. So what's that there, you know? Looks like some sort of light source. Still pretty boring. So they must have a better quality image on their laptop than I got here off the TV. Anyway, but we do get there eventually in the end, and we see what they're seeing. I wanted to get the original first, and that was the original. You can't see much happening at all. Now they've lighted it. See that? This finally applied some process into it. And are we any better off? It's looking a wee bit better, isn't it? It's better seeing it as a video though. Video you suddenly see changes. Oh right, here we go. This is where the bug flies up, which kind of looks like it might be a moth. There you go, look. Motion blur, typical motion blur that you get with these IR cameras. Still going up. So there's something flying around there. I don't think it's dust. Because how come it suddenly happens and there's no one there? So either it's got to be a ghost orb or it's got to be an insect. Where's it gone now? Up here. And then I think the shadow shows up just after the insect. Or whatever it is. Yeah, we might see the shadow this time, maybe. It's very hard to see it. Still not obvious. I think it needs even more processing. I think they need to zoom in on it with brightness. We get it in the final frames, I think, but yeah, I still I'm not seeing it at the moment. No. There it looks like a human shadow, but we can't even see a shadow on normal TV. Ah, here we go. It looked like something changing here now. See that there? It's very subtle. It doesn't look like a human shadow to me at this stage. And there it is there. It looks like it's ducking back. So I went to there and ducked back. And edge of it here. Alright, so now they start drawing a circle around where to look. Yeah. Don't see anything special there. Anything on that one? And of course these are the frames, so there'll be a few frames where they won't have anything until it happens. Alright. The brighter the even more. It's a bit more grainy though. There's that shadow again. It's terrible, it really is. It's the best footage they got. So they're saying that there looks like a human shadow. Yeah, it ducks back, I think. Still don't see it. Yeah. Hopeless. Their Bigfoot's a lot better. They haven't even got thermal there. See, if they were properly investigating, you wouldn't just have one camera set up. You'd have three. You'd have regular camera set up just in case there's a bright light source that happens. So that one would be mostly redundant, but you never know. And you would have one that may be a full spectrum that does it into ultraviolet. And you might have one that does thermal. Yeah, it's pretty slick, really. It's not though they can't afford the cameras. Oh, right, here we go. That looks like a shadow now, doesn't it? But it's pretty bad. And it looks like it's moved down to here now. Which kind of suggests to me it's like a bug flying in front of the light source. And then where did it go? Probably here. And then it comes back. Doesn't look like a human to me, but I reckon the shadow's there upwards. A bit big to be a bug, I suppose. And then I got the edge of it here, like it's ducking back. You know, really weird. But anyway, the next one is the Bigfoot one in Kentucky, of all things. Kentucky Fried Bigfoot. So yeah, let's just go on with this one. So they meet this eyewitness, and we got some audio on this one, which probably will get me copyright, but we'll just try it. And it sounds very similar to the Sahara's Bigfoot vocals. If you haven't done my Bigfoot vocals episode, I'll post it in the side thing. You should have a listen. I've got a Bigfoot special episode where it plays all these different sounds and you got to guess which one's a Bigfoot. Or man-made or whatever. I reckon they sound like Chinese people or Asian people talking. It's going to be a Bigfoot. This one here. Vocals and sounds. If you've never ever done it, it's worth the 24 minutes doing it. I'll post a link. But there is some Bigfoot vocals in there. It sounds very Chinese. And when you play back Chinese and compare it, it sounds very identical. Okay, pasted. So back to the image. So this is the vocals I got. I'll just be careful here. I'll just play it. You see, it sounds really Chinese. Chinese having sex. I don't know. Have a listen to it again. Oh, I told you to bring the chicken for the picnic. What do you reckon? Sounds a wee bit like language, doesn't it? So he reckons he caught that in the wilderness. But it doesn't mean it can't be human still, doesn't it? So they do their own investigation, and they're out on the boat on the river. And they come across what the Bigfoot, Expedition Bigfoot guys come across. Pole sticks piled up. And this is in Kentucky, remember, not Oregon, so other side of USA. And they also find a cave system, ideal for shelter. And they go into it, and they find what looks like, which Expedition Bigfoot also did, they find what looks like a cutting tool, like a bit of flint, in the old cave. And you got a close-up picture here of it. It looks like a old tool that the early man would use with a sharp edge. And they decide to put a container that has a screw lid that bears can't get into, and has to have a hand to be able to undo the lid to get to the fruit inside. So they decide to use that as a lure. But the idiot sets up a camera trap way on the ground on the log here and doesn't tie it against the tree. And he puts one camera up, which again is pretty sloppy investigation if you ask me. So he puts a container there, then he puts oh, done it again. Where's it gone? Then that's a view of it looking at the tree. So there's a trail cam. Didn't put a strap around it because the tree was too big. But you'd think you'd put a tie up a piece of cable, like a piece of rope, and tie it to the other end, and sort of camouflage it a wee bit, wouldn't you? Obviously he wasn't serious. Now you got all this dead leaf here, would have been perfect to put around that. Anyway, that's just me. I'm a proper investigator. So what was the next thing? I think that's the trail camera looking sideways, isn't it? And that's the kind of image they're getting from it. Right, and then it gets knocked over. Surprise, surprise! Gets knocked over, and basically the whole thing's useless. They also did an experiment with infrasound. So they blasted out the canyon with infrasound, and then they listened for a response. And they got a response, and they gave it to experts to listen to. And they compared to known animals that can produce infrasounds, and they said there was no species that match it. So they said it was made by an animal, but they don't know which kind. So they got that bit of evidence. And they also found some hair in the cave with the flints, which turned out to be unknown primate this time. Kind of looks like grey hair, doesn't it? Very similar to Expedition Bigfoot they were capturing on their trail cams, as well as find it stuck in trees. And then they compare the flint tool to others, like down here. These are primitive cutting tools from early man. And they said it looks identical to them. And then they looked at the footage from thermal that they captured at the time, and this is a Bigfoot looking at the tin of goods. So they're trying to hide around a corner in thick forest there, obviously, so they wouldn't get noticed. See if they could catch anyone out. And they catch this. Kind of looks like it's a fairly big person, or two-legged thing anyway, or Bigfoot. And it looks like it's bending over to look at that thing on the ground. So then they flick back to him looking at the screen. Yeah, it looks like to me like it's bending over, looking at their food, trying to work out how to get it open. Which, why would a person be wandering around at night time unless they're trying to prank them, of course. But it looks like there's something up here too. So what's that up here? If that's a leg, could there be two Bigfoots there? Two people there? Kind of looks like it could be two people now, doesn't it? Looks like a leg and a stride going backwards here, head. Oh, it could be two. Thermal sucks. We want an HD footage of this stuff, right? And no one's going to believe it otherwise. Then eventually he disturbs it, I think. It realizes it's being watched, and it takes off. Just shows you thermal can't see through branches. And then it breaks up here, but I reckon there's two there. That looks like the cave entrance here, doesn't it? I suppose in the pine forest you don't get apple trees, so it would be a treat food. Now, there's been stories that a circus had escaped gorillas and stuff. Especially in Kentucky, I think there was a railroad crash where they had gorillas inside a carriage and they escaped. Could possibly be ancestors from those few gorillas still living in the woods there. So we can't discount that, can we? And you can see it's taken off now. But is it one or two? That's the question. Is that its arse? Looks like it's bending over, it's taken off. But it doesn't look quite right, does it? Oh, done it again. Damn it. Wait, let me switch to it. I think we got there in the end, so you can see how it's moving. He's moving the camera as well. So we're back to the beginning. Of course, it's better on video, so go and watch it. It's the best thing. So that's the best evidence they caught, apart from the DNA evidence and the flint. They didn't even look for footprints. And then he had a handheld thermal and a trail cam that was set up on top of a log, easy, fall over. Not very good at all there, Phil. But yeah. So that's that reviewed. Other episodes, some of them were pretty good. Most of them pretty average, boring, or whatever. But you do get the odd good one from a season. I thought last season was better with Expedition X, though. The best show was called Destination Truth. That was more entertaining. They had more people doing it, and they stayed in one location about a week. I think you need to spend time in a location, really, don't you? So, and they certainly need to learn better camera skills. I think Expedition Bigfoot almost there. Like I said, someone needs to figure out how to do trip floodlights with HD image. That sort of, I don't know, springs out of nowhere and starts filming like crazy, 360 or something. There's got to be a way to capture everything better. Anyway, so that's that reviewed anyway. I've actually got to about 3:30, so I've got another 2 hours and a bit for today. I normally try it for 3 hours though, so 3 o'clock, a couple of hours. Because I got a dinner to go to. It's my mum's birthday. Birthday dinner. So we can close that one down now. You got the UFO stuff here. So what have we got here? So David Grusch is as you can read here from Joe Major, who believes everything. Awesome news. Joe with the scoop. UAP whistleblower David Grusch has officially been approved for and accepted a petition to work with Congressman Eric Burlison, personal office staff. Grusch's title will be senior advisor and will be the expert. A senior advisor on UAP UFO related topics. His role will begin as a temporary 4-month post. And the guy doesn't know anything, right? How many years did he come out now? A couple? Still 0. And someone's posted this, which I thought was hilarious. More proof. Some in Congress are acceptable to UFO grifters. Honest, I got nothing. And that's it. That's the truth. I said, yep, Joe is full in. Joe Major is full in on that. Of course, I got attacked tonight on this one. Somewhere I got attacked on it. I think. I said, total foul. You lefties never learn what's fake news or fakers. What are you talking about? See, he hasn't got a clue. And then I got attacked by someone else, didn't I? Oh, this guy here, BG. Spoken like a true Trumpier. Clueless, watches Fox News and thinks he's getting the truth. Well, I never watch, I told you I don't watch TV news. And if I do, I normally can already know the news and I can see what's fake news straight away. How it's been biased. TV and said is really bad. Same as, because they get their feed from CNN. And they also Lefties, how they keep promoting Labour government in this news over here, rather than being balanced. And they always put up dirt on Trump all the time. Instead of saying, oh, this is the good things that Elon and Trump are doing, they don't list all the things they've exposed. Instead they just list all the things that people are attacking them about closing down education or whatever. I said, I don't watch fake news TV. You speak like a dumb liberal full of hate. See, and they never get away with it. What are you talking about, Joe Merger has said there. Okay, we need to get to the... really hate how the tree of comments works on X. It sucks. Well, a sensitive Trumper. And I said, nope, just calling you out. And it goes down further again. You probably think you did. You got owned. They never win against me, these clueless fools. They really think these whistleblowers are the bee's knees. They're absolutely clueless. They wouldn't know you a real alien if it stood in front of them. I said, fuck me. Joe Merger said he's the real deal. David Grusch, he reckons he's the real deal. He's a real deal, not deal. He's a real deal brain. You gotta remember he's got various mental conditions that allow him to basically become a donkey. You know, a bit like, what do you call it? Manchurian candidate. They could feed him all sorts of stories and he'd believe it. He's got that sort of mentality about him. So he believes what he believes, for sure, but he hasn't got any raw evidence. He's only been fed disinformation, and maybe he was set up to be a disinformation agent like Richard Doty, but they've done it in a way that he doesn't realise he's disinformation, right? And Joe Mergers, no one doesn't understand it either. Oh yeah, also I got 2 copies. And just to stir up the liberals a wee bit out there. Liberals have become the fascists they claim to hate. Liberals. Does that play?
You know, there's an old saying, you scratch a liberal and underneath is a fascist, right? You've heard that, right? And I never really understood that, but I get it now. Especially
you got to remember Jimmy Dore here is a political comedian, but he's mostly been right. And he doesn't like Trump at all. He's not a Trump fan. And he was a liberal. But he's seen how far left the liberals have come and the morals are so lacking and corruption is so bad that he's basically left the Democratic Party. And now he's in limbo. But this is what he's saying about him now. So he tells the truth from both sides. He's anti-war though, and he can be a wee bit biased in his war understanding of things. Like I expected him to go at Trump attacking Yemen when Trump said it was about them attacking their ships and pirating and making costs of goods go up, right? And he wanted to put an end to it, send him a message. Stop attacking our ships and let them go through the... What's the canal up there? Not the Panama Canal, it's Suez Canal, isn't it? Goes through the Red Sea or the Dead Sea. But anyway, Joe Jimmy's saying this now about the Liberals, right? He is one. He is a Liberal, but he's a middle centre Liberal. So he's not gone far left like most of them have.
COVID, like I said, they went against. They used to say I'm pro-choice. You don't hear them saying that much anymore. Now they say they're pro-abortion, which is weird. I have met some people who are pro-abortion, but it's a weird thing to be pro about. Like, I'm pro-choice, but they can't say pro-choice anymore because they were for mandating the COVID vaccine, which is not. You don't get a choice. Your choice is you don't have a job and you can't travel. That's your choice.
My body, my choice with an asterisk.
Yeah, that's right. Except when it comes to this vaccine that's not a vaccine, that doesn't do what they said it did, and the fact. And anyway, so the Democrats became authoritarian, and now it's funny, I was watching that 60 Minutes thing about Germany, and they're saying that they're censoring speech that would create people to engage in extremism, and they're right-wing extremism, right? And I'm like, well, what do you call what you're doing? What you're doing right now is putting people in prison for speech. You're putting people in prison for protesting a genocide that's happening in Gaza. You're putting people, and at the same time, you're funding literal Nazis in Ukraine. You're the extreme right. The people who consider themselves liberals and lefts.
Yeah, so he's dead right there, We wrote Bigfoot vocals, yeah. So yeah, I like Jimmy, and sometimes I don't like him, but he is funny sometimes, and he is telling the truth here. Germany is way overboard on censorship now. You can't call a politician an idiot over there without the police coming knocking on the door. That's what's and UK's equally as bad, and USA could end up being that way before long, and New Zealand and Australia. So I better watch out, huh? And Elon's thanking people for Elon Musk deserves a thank you from American people for finding all the corruption going. He's not getting paid to do it either, and his team basically sleep in the place, in the offices, work day and night, working on all that USAID stuff. Even though on TV they call it USAID, which is incorrect. It's nothing to do with aid, and they're trying to push it that way, like they're cutting off aid to third world countries, when it's nothing to do with that at all. What they're doing is a lot of these corrupt politicians were setting up a NGO, non-government organization, and sending like $50 million to it. And then when they looked at the books of the NGO, only 10% of the money went to the NGO, which might be planting trees in the rainforest, say. And the rest of the money, they don't know where it went to. So it got siphoned off. And Elon's saying a lot of it went back into the pockets of the Democrats, the politicians. That's what they don't like, what they're doing. But yeah, if people expect them to come clean on UFO stuff, forget about it. Trump doesn't know anything, and the Democrats didn't know anything. It's way above their level. There's a special department been set up long time ago for this alien stuff. And they're not going to tell someone that's going to be in power for 4 years stuff on UFOs when they could cause world panic with it. Could you imagine Trump coming up and saying, yeah, I was told there's non-human intelligence, and we've actually got some samples stored at such and such location. Could you just imagine it? Trump is the sort of one that would become transparent and tell everybody that. But they won't. They're not going to tell him. They're not going to tell him, Elon either. So yeah. So Stephen Greenstreet said here, every UFO documentary movie has blurry balloons, which is correct. Flares, which generally is correct as well. Blurry planes, yep. Chinese lanterns, which is also called sky lanterns or fire balloons, and blurry birds. Coming soon for $20. And of course, this is in comment to new documentaries coming out by Lou and various other people. Ufology is entertainment for conspiracy addicts. Nothing more. UFOs exist. ET UFOs do not. ET visits have never happened. So this is a problem with a lot of these people out there. Unless you've experienced yourself, that's what you're going to believe, because it's such a mess, ufology now. I think more and more people are becoming skeptical. Could it be an ancient alien civilization? That's another show that shouldn't be on TV. Ancient Aliens. That's just messed up people badly, that show. So Stephen is mad at crazy UFO nuts. Crazy UFO nuts making it by a nut. Congress for not knowing. Nazi UFO hoax cults cartel. Every UFO debunker, you're all crazy, you're all in a cult. Everyone is lying, everyone is grifting. Yeah, ufology is a right mess. That's why I do the TV reviews, and it's more interesting unless you get some videos to look at. You're just reading into too deep, I'm sure. So yeah, you got to always remember this. Conspiracy theorists was coined by the CIA in the 60s over JFK, right? To silence anyone daring to question the official JFK story. So that's how it sort of bounced out, right? And of course now the documents have been released, there's a lot of evidence that CIA had their hand in things. And also Israel was mentioned as well. Apparently JFK wanted to stop Israel having nuclear weapons. So that might be a motive why some people in Israeli government may have plotted to kill him. So yeah, we'll have to see what the experts come out. I think there's like millions of documents to go through. Wow, 300,000 is it? Pages? Let that sink in, yeah. And had to stir up some of the liberals again. It shows just how much we need Trump and his administration. Trump was right about everything. Agree. Yeah, I so am gullible. So, there you go. Back to Kennedy again. What can we say differently from the JFK files? CIA was engaged in disturbing criminality to include regime change, sabotaging food supply via biological agents, global control of media, and more. And it's still in control of the media, I think. Meaning there are no rules, and the elements within our government are evil. JFK files don't just prove CIA criminality in the past. They add much needed context to understand the corruption of the present. They add validity to the belief that the CIA US aid created C-19. They add validity to the belief that the CIA State Department conducted regime change in Ukraine in 2014. And so on. Attempt to assassinate Trump. Control much of the media around the globe, not just America. Willing to use any means necessary to get what they want. Now, I don't know if you ever watched that Octopus Murders on Netflix, but that sort of gives you an in-depth view into this side of things as well. Go and check it out if you've not watched it yet. Recommend having a watch of it. JFK files prove that a deep state is real, and there are zero indications that it ever went away. Yeah, it's still around today, isn't it? Next thing. JFK gang, is it? Oh no. I don't think Democrats can recover from backing domestic terror against Tesla assets when about 30 to 40% of Tesla owners are Democrats. That's the dumbest play in politics probably in my lifetime. Fox News. Screeching halts. 13 Democrats who railed against domestic terrorism in the past are now declining to condone violence at Tesla dealerships and cars across the country. And there's the three of them. Adam and that black lady, what was her name? She was saying all sorts of bad stuff, that one. And this was a backstabber. Dems who have spoken passionately against domestic terrorism go silent as Tesla torches are charged. They're all a bunch of hypocrites. Very seldom do I disagree with you about something like that. Worst or better, this is the Democratic core attacking largely random Democrats. It's exactly insane. Actually insane. We are witnessing a stunning collapse of Democratic Party in the wake of the woke bubble bursting. And what they say in the movies, do woke and go broke. They need violence to distract Americans from their own nefarious acts. They know that Dodge intends to expose all of them, and their grifters' gravy train will derail. Very true. So that's all the news, pretty much, mixed in with UFO stuff. This come out too. This image did not come from a recent JFK file released. Here is a story on this likely fake document from 2011. Anyone saying JFK requested a briefing on UFOs from the CIA 10 days before his death is likely referencing this letter, which has zero provenance and is most likely a fake. So you've probably seen that floating around lately and people talking about it. So it's just a fake. And I haven't analysed it or anything like that myself, but sounds like it's a fake. You have no proof this is a fake. Yes, you have no proof it's real. Why can't I reply? That's what happens when you get blocked, I guess. Everything UFOs is fake. Here we go again. Yeah, this is another thing. This Charlie person. There is zero evidence for telepathy. There is zero evidence for remote viewing. There's zero evidence for aliens, spaceships. There's zero evidence for werewolves. Well, I've got plenty of evidence on my channel. So if you want to believe it or not. If you don't believe it's not evidence, then you believe it's not evidence. There's nothing we can do about it. And he's saying if you think there is, you're mentally ill. So that's a kick in the guts right there, isn't it? That statement. But don't worry, it's curable. Oh, I feel sad about these people that sort of don't stick to a middle ground on things, and they seem to, regardless if you got evidence or not, they're not going to change their mind on any of this, right? If you had the best evidence of a UFO, they still wouldn't believe it. And of course, you can see it sparked a few comments, that one. And if you go down to read the comments, wait a minute, I'm a skeptic, but there is actually is evidence. You may weigh the credibility of that evidence as you see fit. Sounds like a mouthful, that sentence. So maybe we will agree that most of it deserves little of any credibility, but there isn't. So it still goes on, and there isn't a absence of evidence. There's certainly a mouthful, that sentence. Is that word salad? There's actually evidence of what? The Preston Engineering Anomalies Research Lab conducted over 1 million scientific protocol controlled trials of psychokinesis using random event generators over a 30-year period. The skeptics just say, oh, that tests were flawed. Scientists faked the results, or subjects cheated, so it's easy way out. Well, if there's errors in the way the controls were done and the testing was done where there could be trickery, right? Is that the one that Hal Puthoff was in charge of? Because he certainly got conned by Uri Geller. So there was problems with how they conducted things. They followed the protocols of the great Randy, who was a magician illusionist by trade, and he got a back problem, so he became he got rich from his magic stuff, and he had $1 million to put in a bank account that he could claim as a prize if anyone could prove they got psychic abilities and or whatever, you know. And no one has so far passed his tests. But he's dead now, so I don't know who takes over from him. He was a gay man too. And had all sorts of problems because he had fallen in love with a illegal immigrant that got exported back out the country. And he was fighting it to keep him in the country because he's married to him. I don't know, something strange there anyway. I think he married him anyway to help him stay in the country. There's absolutely a reason why nobody ever continues the studies. Tests are absolutely flawed. They don't have to be. Oh, you're a zero. Laugh out loud. It's like in LA, what's that stand for? 2, but 100 on being correct about evidence for aliens. I don't think so. He hasn't looked at my stuff. Or she, or whatever it is. Well, I'm absolutely correct. No. Anyway, he started a bit of a conflict there. Naysayers versus debunkers versus believers. And this is the other thing that's come out. I'll just scroll up. Discovery. This Jay Anderson guy from Project Unity, he just believes in everything, right? When I look at something, I look at it scientifically in my head and see where's the proof of what they're claiming. But anyway, we'll read out what it says here. There's massive structures 2 kilometers underneath the pyramids of Giza. This is insane. Huge vertically lined spiral cylinder structures discovered going down over 600 meters from the pyramid base to a huge constructs below. Watch this now. Share this. 3 minutes long. Probably play it, I suppose. Readers added contents they thought people might want to know. The original study referred to by these claims does not show any massive structures going down hundreds of meters. And of course everybody's answered it here. No, this is widely misleading. Archaeologists did see LiDAR scans of 2 anomalies. The first seems to be an entrance filled with sand, and the second may be a tomb, but they're not columns, springs, etc. The fact I remember right is they knew there was underground water stream underneath. Let's just bring up that first. Pyramid. Water under. Let's see. What's the AI saying? Recent research suggests that the step pyramid of Dosa and possibly other pyramids were built using a system of trenches, tunnels, and a dam to channel water to the construction site. Yeah, I know all that. Makes sense, doesn't it? Build a highway of channel to float the stones down to the quarry, because they didn't have big trucks back in those days. So, yeah. Let's see if we can get a map images. Right, so there was this channel here that went down to what they said was a stream. But maybe there's another tomb down there too. And that looks like water, doesn't it? Hidden underworld of Giza. Does that look like it's wet? That looks like it's wet there. What have we got here? A water powered lift. And my theory that there's water running underneath there, that they had some sort of two metals that created electricity enough to split water molecule using water itself to create the charge. The charge would break up some of the water into hydrogen gas, and eventually it would go up the shaft. And if you look at that picture, and it would actually fill up the hydrogen gas in the top chamber, which is the king's chamber, and the oxygen would be in the lower chamber. So 2 levels of gases. And that would make sense for the Queen's chamber being a healing room. As you know, in hospital they use oxygen to heal you faster after you have an operation. The more oxygen in the blood, the quicker you heal. So they may have found out that by pure chance that they could put people in there and they would get better sooner. And the other one, they may have found by pure chance that if you went into it, you would die just breathing in hydrogen. And maybe found that they put a torch there would have maybe caused a bit of an explosion. And it would have shot out the vents, right? But I think they built the pyramids on purpose. They knew what they were doing, to split water molecule and have ancient airships. So here they're saying all sorts of things. As you can see here, water, underground water, talking about magnetic readings, that they're once underwater themselves, which I don't know if that's true, but we know they use water to get to blocks to build the pyramids using channels. And that being sand, they just fill it in once they finished, right? But yeah, water channel and must be some better images. What have we got here? That looks like it's underground. History, why water channels dug. What have we got here? What's that say there? Small void. And we've got the river on top here. Here we go. So what's this one? Unfinished chamber. Is it unfinished though? Maybe it was part of the machine and it just got stripped of all its metal after the rulers got all killed off and people took all the metal back to make it into knives and whatever, because they didn't understand how it worked. So yeah, how are these pillars underneath meant to work if this is all existing? They must have put robots down there, and this must be the chamber they scanned, and it was blocked with sand, maybe. Doesn't mention anything about water though, which is kind of strange. Maybe there was water, there's not water there now. Anyway, just trying to find what they were saying about it in the past, so we can compare to what they're trying to say now. What we got here? Waste 12. So there's the chamber again. So yeah, the gas would come up here, go up there, right? That would be blocked off. They're saying water was pumped down it, but I think the water was actually underneath it. Anyway, comparing it to a hydro plant. So let's go back to this thing. So, widely misleading architects did a loader scans of two anomalies. The first seems to be an entrance, which is what we looked at going down, filled with sand, and the second may be a tomb, but they are not columns, springs, etc., and it's about 2 meters, not kilometers down. Look a bit deeper on the diagram than 2 meters, didn't it? On those diagrams we just looked at, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. Whether it's 2 meters or 2 miles underneath or whatever. If it got to water, that's the main thing. So he's got some clips here from the original findings. Had previously unknown L-shaped structure. Well, and they got a picture of it. Pictures are a lot better than words. I can't even read that. Yeah, my eyes. I'll post a link to it anyway. Let's have a look at the video.
Briefly summarized, these findings allowed us to construct a 3D model of the entire complex. The examination...
Yeah, but if you look at the scans, it's really misleading. Where's the scans? Here we go. These are the scans, right? I'll just bring them up. Does that look like columns? They're saying these are columns going down here. To me, it looks like what they're saying looks like a chamber, doesn't it? So it looks like maybe a whole chamber here. And there could be other hidden tunnels going down further. Looks like they've only gone down a certain depth there, isn't it? So they're coming up with all this crazy stuff from that. Yeah, I'm not buying it. It's possible they had round pillars for roof supports, maybe. Another hidden chamber, a room for making hydrogen under the Great Pyramid, because it needed a running source of water. So they could do that two ways. It could be underground water stream, or they could have been, like in that diagram, could have been how it goes up to the base of the pyramid, the air vent, whatever it is. They could have been feeding water down that to the bottom chamber, right? So if we go back up to this again.
Briefly summarized, these findings allowed us to construct a 3D model of the entire complex. The examination of dozens of tomographical images obtained from different angles using Capella's space and Umbra.
Yeah, so where's those big voids that they're talking about underneath, right? We could see there was sort of like pillars.
Radars enabled a 3D reconstruction, most of the objects inside the pyramid of Khafre. Below, we present some images from our 3D analysis. The analysis of the structures above Belzoni's chamber are intensely coloured spots which can be...
Alright, so it's not the Great Pyramid we're looking at here, it's another pyramid. Where it's got the two tombs next to each other, and it makes sense that they have a hidden tomb underneath, where they have the one where it's got a few treasures and people steal it, and the real bodies are hidden elsewhere. Because Joss Gates come across that in a recent episode on Destination Truth, not Destination Truth, Expedition Unknown, I mean. On a recent episode on that, where it could actually have multiple levels going downwards, which looks very similar to what's happening here. I reckon they'll find it being more bodies or more treasure troves. But like Oak Island, where they used to stick a few chests up the top of the so-called mystery tunnel that they keep trying to dig up. Why on that show they just can't start at the top and create a open mine, right? And just go around the top, layer by layer, going downwards, gradually pulling out the whole thing. And if they don't find anything, just fill it all back in and say it's nothing there. Instead of keep drilling sample drills and putting caissons down, when they could just create an open mine and gradually go down, like they do when they are doing it elsewhere on the land, where they're sort of gradually bringing old foundations up with diggers and brushing it down and making detailed GPS coordinates of it all, and all that sort of stuff.
observed appearing in...
So which pyramid are we talking about here?
Construction. Most of the objects inside the pyramid of Khafre.
Whatever it is.
Right. Below.
Khafre. And no one's actually mentioned what the pyramid is called here, have they? Does it say here? Giza. So there's the Great Pyramid behind. So is it one of the other ones next to it? I don't know. It's talking about Giza pyramids here. Discovery, L-shaped objects. Here we go. Khufu. Khufu. F-U, mate. F-U. Pyramid of Khufu. Khufu. Okay, let's just put that in and look it up. Let's break it down. I spelled it wrong, haven't I? Pyramids. So which one are we talking about? So which one are we talking about here? Okay, that's the Great Pyramid. Well, that's got no cap on it, is it? That's not the one in the middle, is it? That's one on the side. Where's all of the pyramids together? So we've got top-down view here. Pyramid of something. Pyramid of Khufu. And so it looks like it's the other one on the right side of the Great Pyramid. Isn't that the Great Pyramid there? And then it has one side and one the other side. Don't say that's a Great Pyramid though, does it? Terrible drawing. Great Sphinx. It's got to be the Great Pyramid, isn't it? So it's this other one that they found structures underneath. So that would make sense because we know there's a single chamber going downwards underneath that one. So it makes sense that these would also have something at the base of them. Okay, it's starting to come together now. They still haven't shown us where it is. All three of them. There we go. There's one. There's the one in the middle, and there's the one on the far side. So is it that one? I think it's that one, not this one. This one's got little 3-step ones in front. I suppose I haven't got the map now. Let's have a look at that one. That's it. It was on the wiki, wasn't it? Okay, so where's those little 3 pyramids? Oh, there you go. 1, 2, 3 pyramids of queens. Whatever that means. Because they've got queen chamber apparently in those ones, which doesn't make sense. But they're saying that one in the middle was never used for burial. So it doesn't make sense. So what was the reason of building that massive structure? So there is something unknown there, right? Do we believe that Egyptians built this? Probably not. May have been the people that owned the land before they got killed. So yeah, who knows? Is that scrolling? Thought I saw some messages pop up. No, just my imagination. Okay. So it looks like the one on the right then. That's what we're looking for. Which is that one there? Because there's that one with the 3 little tiny ones. It's hard to believe that these were all once smooth. They had like smooth sides. They didn't have like steps going up, you know, they didn't have little blocks. There's part of the smooth and left on the top of the great one here, where it's like a concrete plaster that they put over top to make it smooth, and then it had a like a gold cap on the top, and obviously that got stolen. Yeah, okay, so we can go back and have a look at that. Now we understand what's going on.
We present some images from our 3D analysis. The analysis of the structures above Belzoni's chamber are intensely coloured spots which can be observed appearing in all tomographic images taken from different angles corresponding to the internal artificial structures. On the next page, it says that improvements of the signal to noise ratio revealing the internal structure of the 5 Zs, consisting of 5 horizontal levels and a sloping roof. So this is the raw pictures of the data that they used to create their model. And this is the...
I don't know who's talking. Sounds like some podcast. So it doesn't look like anything like the drawing here. I can understand how they can think maybe it does. It looks like it's got little chunks happening.
It reads the tomography with another cross-section.
It's all a load of bunk. So we need to find out chambers under that location there. Underground chamber. New radar images research suggests the 2 coming underground. Is it AI that's brought that up? No. The Express UK rag. Alright. Yeah, it's going to have all that news about the pyramids. Images. So that looks very similar to the Great Pyramid of that. Yeah, very similar to the Great Pyramid one where it goes underground. Pyramid of Khufu. And these are 2 columns. And then looks like it goes further along, then further down. And they're saying there's more chambers underneath. There's no columns though, apart from that there. They must have tracked it with robots then, in that case. Oh, there's the Great Pyramid there. Now, it doesn't quite look like a square box there, but it may have caved in, I guess. Here's another one. I know that's the Great Pyramid, right? They also got a chamber here. Escape shaft. Now, why would you need an escape shaft? In case that collapsed. And what's that one? That's the Great Pyramid again. So it's got similar. It's got a chamber underneath. Queens, Kings. Apparently this here, because they use granite, some experts said it had like a counter lever block in there that slid up and down the Great Hall. They used it like a crane lever, counter lever for lowering down the bricks further up. You'd have to watch the documentary called Ancient Aliens Debunked. It's like 3 hours long, and it talks about how the pyramids were made and what the big gallery was used for. And it's the only way they could build a pyramid the way they did there. with a sliding counterweight. So someone's drawing it here, which ain't really true, though, is it? Because it's on an angle. But then again, they did talk about an owl shape, so that one is an owl shape. Yeah, so it looks like there's more to discover what's going on, I think. That'll turn out to be the real burial chamber. But why would it be unfinished? That doesn't sort of make sense. Maybe that was a prototype to the Great Pyramids, and the other one was a prototype, and then they decided to build. Finally got it right with the Great Pyramid. Shows how big it is. Really big. Great Pyramid Chamber. So it's right in the middle there with the gallery with the big block that slid up and down on that slope. There's a counterweight. That's a good question. Can we find that documentary? Ancient. It's a really good documentary. Aliens Debunked. Keep getting taken down for some reason. I know it's 3 hours long. 41. It's not it. Not it. Not it. Here, this is this one. 301. Available, unavailable. Great. So someone's taken it down. But you can find a copy if you keep looking. It's a bit of a shame they take it down. I wonder why. YouTube, full movie. Okay. Is that one working? Yep. That one's working. FBI warning.
Right angles. You can even.
So it's quite technical.
According to Jean-Pierre, rests exactly on the 7% grade where you would expect to.
So they're talking the technical engineering stuff. And I think it talks about that counterweight here somewhere.
Copper would wear out somewhat quickly. Therefore, you mostly see granite in ancient Egypt being worked with pounding stones, finished on a very transparently flawed the project because of a crack that developed. This stone, because it is unfinished, gives us direct insight into how they cut and shaped granite as well as other stones. On the
Yeah, it's very interesting. I'll post a link to it. I've watched it a couple of times, and you still have to watch it and keep on watching it to refresh your memory. It's well worth watching it on the Great Pyramids, anyway. Or the Great Pyramid, I should say. Great. And it just shows you in that documentary that humans built it, not aliens. But it lacks the channels. We know since this documentary was made that they found channels at other pyramids, especially in South America, which proves how they moved 10-ton stones using reed boats down the channel from the mountains. So it's well worth checking out. So yeah, I'll post a link to that if you want to look into it more. But yeah, I think it's wild imaginations there until they can actually get a camera down there and prove it. 2K columns. So they're saying they're columns rather than hollows. It might be that they might be like concrete pipes where they got the outside stops it collapsing in, and it's got a hollow that goes down like an elevator. So, but yeah, they said it's more likely 2 meters underground, not 2 kilometers. So yeah, I don't know. Someone's got to be wrong somewhere. Bigfoot and pyramids, everybody likes those topics. Magic trick. Okay, this was posted by this guy here, Brian. Apparently a Tesla coil powered source inducted field made equivalent to the Earth's gravity using ion propulsion. So we had that specialist on ion propulsion on the show a couple of weeks ago, saying that there's no lifters that could lift with their own weight with battery aboard. So so this straight away you're suspicious, right? Anyway, if we played this, we got some lifter, but you can see it's got cables on it. That's because it's going to a huge power supply, maybe. It doesn't look like your normal lifter, right? Looks more like a capacitor, which is what Townsend Brown was working on. But I think this is just a trick. It's not high voltage capacitor, and it's just a trick. I think what we're looking at here is possibly 2 hoses of compression, and that's using air thrusts going downwards to lift it upwards. That's what I think. But like similar to what they do with water, but they're using air instead. Water lifter pack. See if I can find it. I'm not sure what they call them. None of those. Damn it. Jet pack maybe. That thing there. They've got a big water pump going to the device on the back of them that shoots 2 jets down here, and they can change them slightly that direction, forward and back, and that allows them to move around. It's pretty cool. I think it's a similar trick. Which video would be safe to play? Maybe that one, Florida TV. Don't know, is that news? Hacksmith. We'll just be careful. We'll just play a wee bit.
It's as simple as sitting down and
Send out.
welcome.
You can't do much on it then. Let's just mute it. What can you do with it? So it's got a little jet boat attached to it, so you can move along. It's got a little jet boat that follows them. Like that. Normally it follows them along with the water pump on it. Oh yeah. And then there'll be a jet boat on the back. I suppose it would be sort of fun. Can turn around. Oh, there's the boat on the back with the pump. So I think it's something similar to that. So let's just have a watch. Yeah, so it looks like two, what we thought were cables is actually two pipes. That's probably the jet, creating the jet wind coming down, and there's another pipe straight up the middle. So it's not using any electricity whatsoever. Now some people are saying this is on strings because it's so blurry. Yeah, it's possible. It's got some fishing wires there, but when you have a look at him, he waves his hand all around it. Alright, it's just compressed air. It's very simple, right? Look, he's waving his hands around, proving there's no cables there. Going underneath and around. But you should see he unhatched his hands to go around the cable in the middle. So that's how it's doing it. It's using compressed air. And he's got it wobbling now. So that could be done quite easily with a simple electronic board on there to change how much air is going down each nozzle. Probably another one down here that we're not seeing, and the one on the other side too, probably. Probably 4 jets of air, probably. That would be the easiest way to do it. And control how much air goes down the 4 jets to lift it up. Looks like another one at the back there, was it? See, we can see the other leg there. Anyway, Lou said, except the sound is dubbed, the video quality is crap. Why? Because it's fake. I don't believe it's fake. I think it's just easy doable with compressed air. Still interesting though. That's not very practical. So that one there is debunked. How are we going for time anyway? I sort of lost in doing all this stuff. Yeah, this is something else that came out too, which I thought was pretty typical hypocritical. Elites cut down a rainforest for climate change summit. Now, if that just proves that the climate change stuff is a bunch of bullshit, there's It's about making more money, of course, and controlling the people. Man can't control climate. Only Mother Nature can. Man can control pollution, and they can control cutting down the forests.
They're having a climate summit. They literally cut down all this forest to build a highway for it. You think I'm kidding? A new 4-lane highway cutting through tens of thousands of acres of protected Amazon rainforest is being built for the COP30 climate summit in the Brazilian city of Belém. I'm sorry. It aims to ease traffic to the city, which will host more than 50,000 people, including world leaders, at the conference in November. So they cut down the Amazon forest so they could ease traffic. The people who are going to a conference to tell me how to save the climate are the ones cutting down the Amazon forest. The state government touts the highway's sustainable credentials, but some locals and conservationists are outraged at the environmental impact. The Amazon plays a vital role in absorbing carbon for the world and providing biodiversity, and many say this deforestation contradicts the very purpose of a climate summit. You think? I wonder how many of them are taking private jets to this climate summit.
I'll tell you, these guys are all brainwashed out there thinking this bullshit out here. Jimmy does a good job sometimes, like I said. We got third phase and we got UFO man stuff to go over now. So yeah, anyone want to talk about anything that we've done so far? Did I miss anybody? No, it's gone a bit quiet. Didn't bore you too much though. I thought it was not too technical. I'll just update that there. Where is everybody on Rumble today? Normally we get loads on that. Has it gone wrong today? I don't know. I think so. Field seems to be where it's at today. Let me just check a few things here.
Climate summit.
Oh. Right. I thought I paused it, but it started playing again. Okay, no, it looks like it's working alright. One watching. I don't know, I just don't understand people, but anyway. Maybe there's some sport on TV that I'd rather watch. Okay, who's Sherry Bus Balls? What's happening there? I'll tell you, there's something weird going on with this video controller nowadays. At least the other screen stopped blinking off and on. Okay, so again, they're talking about the pyramid structure, which sounds to me like it's a wee bit fake newsy. Looks like they're playing the video that we just played a clip of. So let's go to the end one. Oh, gotta be careful here. Yeah, what is the time? Probably got 45 minutes more I can do, probably, or give or take it.
And it has details that leaves me to believe.
Okay, leads Blake Cousins to believe it's got to be aliens.
This is real.
Yeah, so blue light that looks really the same color shade that you get for blue lights on LEDs.
This was really interesting because
the radio doesn't know anything.
You know, when it first comes in, you just notice this.
Okay, what are we looking at here?
Glow.
Someone moving a camera around with a bright LED light.
Glowing bright blue glowing orb. But then at the beginning.
So what's that
In this
underneath?
video, I'm noticing
Kind of looks like it could be a drone with an LED light on it, is it?
that there's this kind of... It almost seems like...
That's like an ducted fan drone with a bright LED on top.
like wings, you know, coming out of the side.
Wings, he reckons. Wings coming in the seat.
And, you know, a longer part in the middle. But it actually seems to change forms, this craft, whatever it is.
Whatever it is. I took crap, don't I? Let's open it up here to get to some basic filters. So you can definitely see there is some structure there. Let's just play that.
It seems to change forms as the video goes on. You
That's a ducted fan drone.
can see at another point it becomes round and turns into more of a...
That's because it's rotating. So now we're seeing the bottom of the ducted fan. Same as that video we analysed a few months back, right? With the ducted fan drone that was flying around some guy's cameras.
a flying saucer shape.
Which is interesting because it's not a typical flying saucer. Of course, we're seeing a craft with some incredibly glowing water.
Guy doesn't know anything.
And it seems to have some weight to it. And again, right over the rooftop of this home, it makes...
Where someone will be flying a drone.
The means of...
I need to reset it back. Can't see anything on that. Yeah, what have we got now? Is that the same video?
No propulsion. And who knows what...
This looks like an old video from 5 years ago.
Is piloting this thing? Is it unmanned?
That looks like something stuck to the window of a car. And that helicopter has nothing to do with it.
And is there something inside it? It's basically stays very stationary.
Could be an advertising balloon at this stage, or something on a car window.
In the sky. And this LAPD helicopter is very interested.
Does it look like it's a cylinder type ad balloon?
In this object, just hovering there.
Another one that looks like a black knight, a UFO. What else?
I've seen this before. I think it turned out to be, my best guess was someone hanging something on a bit of fishing wire in front of a car window, filming the helicopter circling, which was actually looking at something on the ground down here, like a protest or aiding a police cop to try and catch someone. I think I analysed this one. It turned out to be like a solar cell fan that you put inside the gap of a window to keep the car cool. You may have seen them, like if it's the right video I remember, and they got a close-up of it. They finally zoomed in on it. Car window fan with solar things on it. I think I found a similar device, very similar, like these things here, right? Go in the windows, keep the car interior relatively cool. But this was like a vertical single thing. These are quite big. It's funny to find it. It was kind of hard to find. I know I have seen it. It's very similar to something like this here, but much longer. It's very similar to that there with the grey panels. Which goes on the outside and the other goes on the inside. Good idea. Yeah, but that was like 5 years ago, so do we get that design? So it was more like this one here, longer design. We've got no close-up of it. Why not? Anyway, you get the idea. So the thing went quite a few distance away.
It looks like before we zoom in, unless we're looking.
So that looks like is it a California police helicopter going around in circles, or Florida colors?
Two separate ones in the same video, but I believe they're the same because you have a helicopter in.
Yeah. Let's see if we get. Do they zoom up on it? I think I had to. Anyway, it's a typical fake that they usually do anyway. And I think it's upside down as well. I think that clips in the window at the top. There's a fan, and there was the solar panels on the back side of it, but I think there was like a switch or something here. But anyway, doesn't matter. Moving on. Recycle
Below
nonsense.
the Norfolk coast, that's speculation. And then you have this definitely something that.
Yeah, this is definitely recycled from a year or two ago. That's just Fata Morgana of a distant aircraft carrier or battleship. What do you call it? The control tower. Which we had covered at the time of the live debunk that we did. Aircraft. Well, battleship tower. We'll try that one first. Which is. There you go. Bingo, bingo. So what they're saying is that heading towards you with Fata Morgana, and they're saying it's a UFO. Alright, so it gives you the idea. And aircraft carriers have them as well. A little thing with lots of levels with radars at the front and guns at the front. They get quite high, don't they? And you can do it, aircraft carrier. Very similar. And you got the tower piece. So this is below the horizon, obviously, so you don't see it. So it looks like it's floating. But these guys would know this. They're a bunch of morons, right?
We would recognize
grifters
as a UFO. Is this coming out?
He's laughing. Oh, UFO! You suckers!
Out of the water? I would think that right there off the coast of Virginia,
You can just see the big smile on his face as he's talking, right?
There's been multiple sightings of USOs, and I expect that this is the case of.
Is that Brent or Blake?
And they're showing it in.
Next one.
They're too blurry, or
they're too blurry for you. Not for me. So what are we looking at here?
if they're too clear, it's AI. In my opinion, this video is not manipulated. There's no AI going on whatsoever.
Wasn't this only a few months ago, this one?
It's actually from the archive. This is, again, one of the...
Okay, could it be a abducted fan drone?
The goodies. I think possibly about 7 to 8 years old. This video came in.
So they did it from the archives. To me, it looks like it's got a prop on the front here.
And we're looking at something that was...
isn't that the plane, the UFO plane from Australia? Melbourne? And it's now...
In our opinion...
It's on a slight tilt.
Back then, and still right now.
I don't know, it could be that, or it could be a model of it as well. Total garbage. It kind of looks like the Brisbane UFO plane, though.
This is something...
Something
very militaristic, in my opinion. As well, like... weaponized drone. But, again...
It looks like a spaceship toy, like from one of the 1950s movies. Could be an RC toy that someone's flying around. Because the power of those RC motors are so powerful with plastic bits attached to it there. When they could just basically fly the prop by itself with the battery pack inside that.
Again, I'm not exactly sure. I just want to get everybody.
I would say it's probably an RC toy, but anyway.
That we confuse. So therefore, I'm going to say this.
So they haven't got anything new, guys. So just recycling the old same old garbage there. The pyramid thing. Anything to get money from, even if it's totally wrong. What's this one here? Let's have a look at this one. I have to get going soon.
Buddy, leave your comments. Brent, what's your thoughts on this?
Okay, this looks like a recycled bunch of crap already again, isn't it?
Yeah, this is badass footage.
This badass CGI. Didn't some guy come clean on that?
Look at this thing. It's just illuminating the whole sky.
Yeah, it's just a CIG effect.
Okay, so I'm in the cockpit of a plane.
Yeah, this one too. Is it where he sees a single light in the sky and everyone was saying it was a Starlink?
This is getting brighter. Outside.
Pilots in hiding and the ridicule. So we're looking at something quite extraordinary.
Could be a balloon, couldn't it? Could be a high altitude balloon. Yeah, it's just lit up by the sun. Looks like it's just early morning or evening, or it's just going down and the angle of the sun's just lining up still.
Extraordinary here, just the aspect.
I don't think this one it was a satellite. This one definitely something different.
These pilots coming forward.
See how it's fading? That's because the angle's changing. You can see the light here is faded as well.
At this time.
Yeah, now it's free will. Like I said, I suggest
And then there's another light showing up here. It could be Starlink, but going on around in a circle.
Every pilot, commercial pilot, military, if you're up there in the sky and you see something.
Yeah, look, another one's just showing up here because the angle of the sun. I think that's just a row of Starlink passing directly overhead, doesn't it? Just optical illusion that they're going upwards.
Report it. Send it to third phase. Let's go.
Yeah, send it to third phase so you can make millions of dollars. Yeah, good one.
Around it, and what definitely comes to mind to me.
What comes to mind, people? Looks like a regular cloud with some CGI added to it, doesn't it? Looks like a person blurred out wearing some sort of white wedding gown. Looks like it's been really photoshopped.
He is Project Bluebeam. You know,
Project Bluebeam. Not CGI hoax, no. Why not just go for the extreme?
A false flag.
You two utter crap, girl. You're good at it, that's why Blake likes you. See here, there's a definite line going down here to this bit here. And I've done it in 2 parts, but looks what.
You know, we're looking at this video and
nothing's moving here, right? This is a still image and they're just making a false camera move. We're just looking at the image here. Ugh. Oh yeah, I get this on my camera all the time, spiderwebs.
we could get a good look at it. Some points of the tracking seems a little jittery, but the original down to the bottom.
Another drone with bits stuck to it.
And, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I debunked this one like 7 years ago. Someone's taken a certain type of drone model and glued all these things on it to make it look really weird.
This is amazing. Just watch this.
No, it's not. It's totally boring. Yeah, look, you can see it's a drone. Someone's glued all these types of plastic bits to it, you know, to make it look strange. But there's actually one of these box impeller drones. It's actually got 2 or 4 fans. And they just glued all these little bits on it and made it into like a spaceship, basically. Anyway, that's really old stuff they're recycling. Been there, done that. So yeah, looks like it's just all garbage, isn't it? Coming out of third phase. And stuff that they got from X here. We looked at that one last time. And that one. And that one. There's probably more recycled garbage here. Gotta keep paying the bills. So how many people watch this crap? Still getting more subs. 22.4k likes. 42k views. Okay, so you know they're making money. I posted this garbage up still. Okay, I just have to see if I remember it or not.
All right, let's run this once again. I'm going to get a close-up. And
something in a field. Looks like an impeller drone again.
a side-by-side comparison of the original.
But it's called something else. It's not an impeller, this one. This is a longer one. Vertical drone? Is it called a vertical drone? It's got a special name for it. Virtual drone. That, I'm talking about vertical. Vertical. That's not how you spell it, is it? No, there we go. Here's one here. Strange looking one. Here's another one. But it's got 4 things on it. We want one that's got it going down the middle. That's closer to it. That's military. It's not called a vehicle. Go back to the video. Might come to me what the name is.
To the left and the blown up version to the right, and we get a dang good look.
Dang good look at the blurriness. Does it look like it's got arms going out the side here, like these other medical drones?
At whatever this object is captured in Central California. Just
okay, we got close up then almost.
A few days ago, we're looking.
Almost. Maybe I have to go back and forth on it. Oh, here we go. It's only in one frame. And it's not really thing, but it looks like one of those drones, doesn't it? Okay. Let's just move on. Yeah, we've got a blinking red light. Now, what out in the sky has blinking red lights? Helicopters, planes.
Keep recording it.
All right. We're watching this right now. I'm going to add some enhanced.
Are you? You'd lie. You're not watching it right now.
Brightness, contrast, because right.
Yeah, so is it a plane?
Right now, we're looking at something quite strange. Police
helicopter here?
Helicopter in pursuit of this fuzzy, dark.
Yeah, so I was right. It was a helicopter.
Shape.
Helicopter. Now I got this shape here. Now, is that on a window again? And they're just filming a police helicopter that's looking at some criminals on the road or whatever.
And some people say there's a couple in there, and I see two UFO.
Okay, so I believe military have helicopters where one doesn't have its lights on and the other ones follow along.
I see two.
But it has infrared lights, and they track it with night vision goggles.
UFOs, maybe even 3, but look at this thing. Phoenix, Arizona. Something just happened.
Arizona.
And people are saying, what did they witness in their backyard? Guys,
so that makes more sense. It'd be a border control helicopter being escorted by another one that's got lights on.
I have no idea. All I know is we're looking at something very peculiar. And if you're enjoying this live premiere, give us a big
so that's what I reckon it is. Two military helicopters.
Helicopter pilot and maybe co-pilot for themselves.
Oh god, I can't stand that guy. Okay, next one. Okay. I can see fishing line. See that there, reflecting off it. That's a model. Have they filmed a model and then merged it with a plain video?
Looking out from.
Seems to be a lot of little flashes going on here.
Within the cabin, it all just looks correct, but is.
I wonder if that's a section 51 video.
This manipulated in any way? Guys, I want to get your thoughts.
Sort of saw a fishing line there. You just step that back and forth. Where's it gone? See that there? Where's it gone? Terrible filming. Alright. See, there's a little blink of light there where a fishing line would be. Gotta go. Right back. Looks like a line going up here, doesn't it? So why can't we see it? So what are they doing?
Get your thoughts.
This is really, really amazing.
See how it wobbles? It's like there's a line going down this way. There's a line going up here, so it's on a vertical line. And have they just got a static wing added on top of the video? It's like it's been edited.
Amazing footage. I hate to say it's too good to be true, but unfortunately,
it's too good to be true. It's a huddle. These reflections.
with AI these days, we have to worry about the fact that a lot of people are just trying to mess with this.
We get the shadow here though. Have they taken a video of a plane and model and merged the two videos together?
Because historically, you needed a lot to hoax a footage. Now you just need a computer.
No. Why would you make it? Wouldn't you make it more believable? Because you see the angle here. It's going on with a piece of fishing line.
Pay one of those services that gives you access to the AI software to create this. Now, we do know, first of all, let's just assume this is real for the sake of
it looks like it's on an angle there with the rope, isn't it?
We do know there's a
string or whatever. See, this suddenly come up here.
lot of amazing footage that has come from people filming outside their airplane.
Yeah, I suppose they put it through a window here, so you could say it's just light reflections and lens flare happening.
Planes, whether it be a Tic Tac or a typical flying saucer like this. Which very much...
Yeah, too good to be true. Okay. Yeah, you can see the angle here. Look. If you're going to make a believable UFO one, you'd have it level the whole time.
Manipulation. AI.
So this is going to be smaller. They're taking a photograph through a window of a plane and added the two together.
Has never been seen before, and now this in Antarctica.
Antarctica, where they have these bases all over the place.
Don't they look the same? Look at the similarities. It's pretty out.
So yeah, as we know, we get weird stitching errors on what's it called? You know, the Earth globe thing on Google Earth.
Outstanding. It would just be great if we had boots on the ground.
See, that looks like somewhere in the desert, right?
Like they do in Guatemala, which they're going to be discovering here and doing a lot of exploration. But we need
There's garbage in it.
this circular pad and this black triangle. It just...
Yeah, they do have a lot of mining things on the ice down there.
And you also...
Have we got a location of it? No. Too good to be true. Okay, we've got another UFO model, have we?
so much, but again, I have to say it's pretty
seen that somewhere before.
Stable in the sky as it goes behind.
It's actually a balloon, this one.
Behind that power line there, antenna. I'm not exactly sure, Brent. What's your thoughts here? Yeah, is this thing rotating? It's so curious. Here's a great close-up right there.
What did they solve it as? It's a type of a character miler balloon. I can't think what it was.
And we see, again, multiple colors. Silver.
Was it a turtle or something crazy like that?
Is this thing, again, metallic?
No, it's not. Oh, well, I suppose miler balloon could be.
If it is, what's keeping it up in the sky? This is very interesting. It's a UFO. It's
a character balloon.
Unidentified. We don't know what it is, but man,
I'm not sure if it's a UFO character balloon.
And this one's a curious one.
Yeah, it rings a bell. This one. Was it like a space capsule balloon? Yeah, it kind of looks like a NASA space capsule on that angle there. Let's have a look. NASA. I'm not sure it would be a pilot though. Mercury, whatever rockets did they have? Rocket capsule. So something like that, right? That's SpaceX, NASA's. You want the old rockets though. Let's try balloon. Not those special balloons. Might have to put helium in. Looks very similar to that though, doesn't it? Could have been an experimental balloon. I mean, there was that shape, wasn't it? Let's try helium. No wonder I got no noon. Not balloon. This didn't make much difference. So could it be something like that? That's sort of coming down the other way. Yeah, something like they dropped it from a high altitude balloon and it was coming down. I've got a feeling that's how they do some balloon tests on the edge of space and have people inside, right? And then they jump out at a certain altitude and it's coming down, back down to get out of its halo. It's all sorts of crazy things like this here. Like that they have hanging downwards. For experiments and obviously military. That wasn't what I was looking for. I was looking for a toy one. Helium balloon toy. Not those ones. Ah, here we go. Space capsule. So that's similar color coding. Something like that. Yeah, probably. These guys were known to fake models and car parts in videos, so it wouldn't be surprised to me if they got a toy that looks like that and made up a video of it.
You mentioned that you saw something.
It does look like one of those ones that is hanging below one of the balloons, and they've just cut off the video there, right? Looks like one of those experimental high altitude balloons where they've got people inside here. Maybe getting used to different pressures, testing out suits, that sort of stuff. But anyway, moving on. How are we going for time? Probably going to have to wrap up now, actually. I suppose there's always going to be more to look at, though. Not that we had too many people on today. There's probably more people going to watch it later. Hey, we got 7 unpeeled. How's it going, there, guys? Oh, thanks for the 9 likes here. 2 maximum on YouTube. We got 3 likes. Thanks, guys. And we now got 4 on Rumble, finally. I don't know what's on TV today, but there's something going on. Any other ones we can quickly look at? Rake in UFO news. Look at the clickbait, mate. Let's see. Recycle garbage gang. Sounds like it. Okay, what do we got? A plane in the distance here. That thing there, I think. Nice focus. Another high def. It's a wee bit suspect already. The wind sounds like it's repetitive, doesn't it? I don't know, it's a bit hard to tell sometimes. Is it a solid tube balloon that we're looking at? Could be a blimp, I don't know. It's pretty windy though. Could be a solid tube.
It's amazing! Oh my god, it's amazing!
Sounds a wee bit fake with the talk there, doesn't it? That's flinged off, is it? No, it's still there. Where's it gone? Why can't he keep the camera still? You know, it's very highly suspect. I don't believe this video. Yeah, I'm not believing it.
Anti-collision lights whatsoever.
So what could it be? Sounds a bit windy for balloons though. Unless it's a fake. Just look at the same focus points though. This is way out of focus. There's out of focus.
Guys, I want to get your opinions.
Why can't anyone focus on anything, right? Because they use smartphones and they don't turn it off autofocus.
In this live premiere right here on Third Phase of Moon.
And of course, smartphones are only designed to film up to about 50 feet, and after that it degrades. They're not designed for small objects far away. And the new phones might be. Now they're adding optical zoom, and that changes things.
What is this? Is this a UAP? Something unmanned by NHI, a non-human entity? Or are we looking at something?
It seems to ring a bell now that it was actually a gondola, and we're not seeing the cables going to it. So there's a cable that goes all the way up to the top of the mountain here, and one going down this way, and we're not seeing the pylon. They're just being really careful what they're filming, and I think this probably stops and does like a has like 20 people in it that sight tour looking down in the valley. If you have a look at it sometimes, they did pan a wee bit back that way. Let's go back. They're moving all over the place here. I've got power lines there. Force perspective. So there's a hill coming up here. We expect the cables to be going up to it. Something there. And we're not going to see any further, are we? You should have just panned right around just to prove where it was. Looks like there's something here though. Something there. Looks like a cable there, doesn't it? It's just a forced perspective. Cable probably goes to something over here and to the top of the mountain there. There'll be a gondola somewhere. Let's see, not sure what the location is. How do you spell gondola? Gondola. Queenstown, that's New Zealand. That looks like somewhere in Thailand or Philippines. Could be South America, I suppose. I don't think it'd be Thailand. Could it be China? This little tiny one. Tiny one's going. You see the type of angle that they come down at. You can't see the cable on that one, not really well. But there are ones that are really long. There's a longer one there. Just a matter of finding something that's equivalent. Oh, there's a big mountain. Switzerland, no, that'd be more white mountains. Brazil, maybe? Do they have it down there? Yep, by the looks of it. There's a big one. And it's only a single one. Aha, there's some white ones. That's looking more like it. And you can see it only goes up to the peak of that mountain. So if you're filming that way down there, you ain't going to see these cables. There we go. Get the right angle. Sneaky how they do things, isn't it? Here's one of these white ones here. There we go. That's what we're looking at. And you can see the cables are very thin. It has quite a few people in there. Because it only has one going up at a time, I guess. There he is, going up to that mountain. But that's not, it's not the right one. But it's got to be something really similar to that. I don't think it's the same mountain. See, it hasn't got the same shape unless it's going to one that's over here. So it's a bit hard to tell. Looks like a high rise there though. Anyway, so I don't know exactly where it is. Third phase obviously don't. And you can start to see that one there. Better quality camera. If we can just get the right country, might be right. So, Brazil. It's possible. Anyway, I'm not going to waste much time on it. Already have wasted too much time on it. Yeah, so what have we got here? Another gondola in the mist.
Like I said, they're around us at all times.
Oh no, a balloon by the looks of it.
I want to get your thoughts right now on Third Phase Moon, what you think we're watching.
So that's moving around like a balloon and a big gust of wind there, isn't it?
Is this, again, in my opinion, it's legitimate footage, but are we looking at something otherworldly or something reverse engineered? Maybe something that's been here for millions of years?
You idiot, Blake Cousins.
Look.
Looks like a balloon that's caught in a updraft there. What else we got?
Went down here in Hawaii and we looked at it for about 4 minutes, and it was actually...
What are we looking at?
China is still baffling us right here at Third Phase Moon. We want to...
Wouldn't take much to baffle you, Blake Cousins.
Get your thoughts in this live premiere.
Massive distance.
I don't see anything in that video.
When we saw the triangle, we saw these two escorts.
Oh, triangle. Alright, so we're looking at some spotlights on top of a triangle high-rise that lights up a silhouette on the clouds. Okay, he doesn't know what it is.
Captured from the ISS Hurricane Barrel. There's something that comes out of the eye.
Oh, could it be a satellite balloon? Yes, it could be one of those weather satellites. That's what's it called? NOOA satellite. Normally they have 3 of them for that sort of mapping.
Eye of the hurricane. We're looking at it. We're going to enhance it.
Oh my god, what the heck? Okay, this doesn't make any sense because...
Not to you, it won't, missus.
Whatever this is so massive in comparison to the
It's moving fairly slow, which is what you want with a satellite.
eye of the hurricane.
Even though it looks like it's moving slow. It's probably at 17,000 miles per hour. I think it's a weather satellite.
Here, I mean, look at the eye of the hurricane there. That has to be...
This is Sentinel Space Station here, isn't it? So...
miles wide at least. So this craft is massive. And you would think going through it, it would...
So it could be... a spaceship from like SpaceX, couldn't it?
somehow be thrown off course by the winds. I mean, these are obviously very crazy.
I don't think it's coming out the eye though.
Fast-moving winds, so this is very strange.
The best part
is it looks to me like the sun's just coming up and now it's got illuminated. This is, it peers over the eye. That's what it looks like. But anyway, another garbage video. Ah, the two mountains again. Is it another gondola?
It's kind of scratching our heads. Watch.
Leute, wir haben ein Problem. Wieso?
Where are we? South America again?
Das sieht man jetzt nicht so. Aber wie, was?
Looks like it's Spanish, isn't it? Ah, hot air balloon.
Was ist das für ein Teil? Was schwebt da raus?
Sounds German though.
Das ist ein UFO, das sinkt langsam. Das sieht man jetzt nicht so, weil meine Hand zittert gerade.
German, isn't it? With Spanish right into it, so must be. Look, you can see. Come on, guys! You can see the gondola underneath. Hot air balloon. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, we'll leave it there today. We're getting through it. UFO man, what's he been up to? So yeah, he's copied my X of the satellites and pyramids beaming down beams. He's done some AI art by the looks of it. And of course that's a recent change, isn't it? He changed it with that pyramid stuff that came out. Mind blogger, what's that one? Probably the same what Third Phase was putting up, is it? Oh, it looks like it. Same again. We can have a look through that next time. So that's me done for another weekend, guys. We got there in the end. How many people did we get up to today? Over 10? At least we got over 10. Anyone want to ask a question, say something before we sign off? Or before we crash? That screen's acting up again. I can't have any more equipment failure, I tell you. I had to loan some money off the parents to buy a replacement hard drive. It cost about $1,000 for a 24 terabyte to be able to try and restore my RAID that I've lost. So yeah. But me gotta go to get ready for a party, have a shower and whatnot. And I think it's long enough. Good night all. If I had 100 people watching, I probably would keep on going maybe. Take care on the roads. And I'll see you again soon. See if I can get enough time with fixing stuff in the week to be able to come on and do a show on the weekend, so stay tuned. 11 likes, thanks guys. You guys are the best on build. I'm just going to close it down now and hit the closing credits. If I can see it. I can't see. My eyes are gone. Actually, it's a good time to shut it down. My eyes are going all blurry on me. To be 21 again. Can only dream. I think maybe in the future elites will have that sort of power. Like they'll spend $100 million to get a stem cell grown new body of theirs, and they just transfer their brain from one body to the other. New eyes, everything. And probably have anti-agents built into the DNA, so it lasts 1,000 years. Alright, better wrap up here. And build goodbye. Ramble and Twitch. And lastly, YouTube.